Hey guys, Carson here from the Rip Ranch. I just got off of a work trip in Colorado. It's beautiful weather tonight and I've got a couple tasks I want to get done. It's probably not going to be a full video tonight, but we'll just get started on it. So I'm here at Nick's. I'll show you that. Here's Nick's. Man, it's beautiful out here. This is pretty much rested grass. We haven't grazed it this year yet. We're about out of feed up in Burrville where our older cows are. So we're going to work on electric fencing this. If you look at this fence, you probably won't be able to believe why we'd put electric fence up. It's awful. I've spent years, I've leased this for like 8 years. 5 years. I've fixed this fence and I've fixed this fence. It's just cobbled together. Last year the cows finally just pushed it down. So we're just going to put electric fence up, and then we can kind of rotationally graze this. Not very big piece of pop, so we're probably going to split it into fours, and so that we can graze it a little better. So that's what I'm going to start out with, is trying to get these up. So here's what I got. I'm not a good electric fence guy, just so you guys know, so teach me. If I'm doing something wrong, teach me. Hate thistle. That's a good way to get rid of them. Anyways, here's my electric fence. There's my reel. I wish I had a good reel. I just have a cheap one. So we're going to get that done. I will probably put you in a time lapse of me putting up this posts up here. Okay, I got that far. I'm going to go to about that tree. Maybe a little less. Okay, we got that part. Now we got to go this way, so we're going to drive over so we can do the cross, and then we will keep going. Okay, that took me some figuring out to do. Not very smart. So now I think we'll run that line down this L shape. Then we're going to split it in half this way, which I ran most of the pipe up there. I'll show you something real quick, real fast though. Okay, sorry if the light's getting bad. So this part of the field is not irrigated. You can tell it's a lot drier, looks a lot different. Doesn't look great, but let me show you what it started. When we started working here, you don't know my neighbors, so you can't. This is what it kind of looked like. You can't see, that's all thistles. That's exactly what it looked like before. They were just leaving horses in here. This is not great. You can still see bare spots, but this has made a huge improvement on this bottom piece. So yeah, we still got some thistles and stuff, but it's way less. It used to just be covered in thistles and all bare. So it's going pretty good. Let's see if we can get some of that line ran before it gets too dark. Okay, so I think the tool to enjoy doing electric fence is having all the right tools. And I don't have all the right tools and all the right stuff. I'm still learning, so I haven't purchased stuff. So what I'm going to do is, I know there's tools to tie these off. I just use a twine string, so I'll tie that up, but I'll show you what I do. Sorry, it's getting really dark. Just tied that in a string. Now I got my reel. You can tell my reel's nasty. Anyways, now it's just going down and hooking it up, so we'll get that down. I wish I had a geared reel. It'd make my life way better. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going on this. Okay, so I'm gonna tie some twine from there to there to help pull that way, keep it. Can't see it very well, but that's what I got. Okay, took my hat off, so, because it feels so good out here. It is amazing. It's dark though. I'm gonna just finish up a couple, finish up the loop a little better, get as far as I can then, but it's too dark to video. I will show you tomorrow. I've got a bunch of stuff to do tomorrow after work, so I will catch up with you then. Hey guys, it is the next day. It's not near as cool and good as weather. Looking at it, it's actually like, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of dark in here. 88 degrees. Driving up to Dastrups to go. We baled. My brother and dad baled some hay. I had to go this morning to make some marketing videos for work, so I wasn't able to help them bale hay, but they got some hay baled. Some of it was just a tinge too damp. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go probe a couple bales, put an X on the wet bales that are on the edge of being too wet, so that my dad can stack them outside instead of in the barn, so we don't burn up all our hay if it starts on fire. Anyways, so that is the plan. I'm going to do that. Jump on the four-wheeler. I got my favorite tools, which are my AirPods, some sunflower seeds, and listen to a book about something. I think I'm listening to a cool book. It's called Nourishment by Fred Provenza. He wrote it a couple years ago, and it's brand new and on audiobook. So I'm very excited for that. So we will go from there. Okay, my dad is hauling hay. I'm gonna go get the moisture probe from him. See how it goes. So moisture probe's a little bent, but it'll work, I think. So sorry I have a mouthful of sunflower seeds. Okay, so we're gonna test this. Push it in, test the probe. And I've done a couple others, still under 20%, so it's fine. So we will not need to mark this one. The reason I'm marking them is if they're over 20%, they have a tendency to get hot. They could burn down our hay shed, so we're just gonna make sure that we don't have that problem. Okay, let's see this other one, 10. So it's good to go. We don't do this all the time, just when we feel like maybe some of the bales were wet. And not all of them were wet, just there were some real thick spots. Okay, I'm gonna fix that string. If you ever hauling string bales, it can be a big nasty deal to have some string hanging out. So just kind of wrap it up and it doesn't come untied. Bent rod here. This one is still dry. 13. 14. Still within range. Good job baling, Ryder. 15. Nope, still good enough. Okay, this bale is dry, but we will see. It's crooked. Oh yeah, you could almost tell by just pushing the probe in. That means it's very dry. Very, very dry. We'll go check this one. I see two of them over there that look like victims of being too wet. So this is how lazy I am. Just pull up to the side of it. And if it's really, see, that one's not. Oh. Okay, about right. Probably should test more spots, but you can kind of tell. So now we're going to go over to this one. I'll tell you why I think it might be wet. Because you can see the wet spots in it. This is going to be very wet. This is the one they did while I was on my trip. One of the bells. And let's see how much fire we're going to start with this one. See, I can't even push it in. 99. Yeah, this one you definitely want to see. There was a wet spot. So what I do with this, get some of this handy dandy Blue is the color I see that shows up the best. And I get a big this, and I make an X. Like so you can see it. I go the other side, make an X, and that'll tell you to not stack it in the shed, to go set it by itself. I think we're gonna have a victim of this next. Let's go look at this one. So my brakes don't work at all. It has brake fluid stuff. See, this one I'm not even gonna test. It is wet. Then I'll go into my brake figure I need some help with. Wet. Anyways, so my brakes on that four-wheeler, I could probably do smaller X's, but bigger the better. Anyways, so my brakes don't work very good, and so I put a new handle on it, and this seems to be a little loose. Do I just need to replace the brake pads or discs? I don't even know how these brakes work. That's how good I am at these things. Any tips would help. Okay, we'll go do this one. This might be the last of the wet ones, but we'll see. Okay, let's see what we got here. So it looks pretty good minus that one spot, so I'm just going to test that one spot, or just fill it. It's dry right there, but we're going to test that where it's wet looking, especially when you're probe. Yeah, it's going to be super wet. Yep, that gets an X. Prevent the fire. Still might have a fire, but don't want it to burn down the whole shed. Easy enough. Okay, I'll update you when we have more of them, but we'll see how that goes. I think this might be the worst of them, because this is where they baled first the other day and had a can't stop. Okay, this just a break in the action. This is what we cut and baled last week. Man, the grass in this is coming back. We didn't even plant grass. We're happy for it. I thought since you're with me, maybe we'll go under and cool off since it's so hot. So we'll go through this little and get a nice little shower. Woohoo! Get rained on for a second. Ooh, that feels nice. Okay, now we'll get back to actually working, but it was kind of, I just was getting hot, so I thought I'd run under the pivot. So I'll just check these bales. I think these are the only ones that could be wet left. These 3 or 4 here. No go. Praying mantis. Oh, it left. This is just the other side. I dropped my lid, so I actually have to get off the four-wheeler. Rough for a lazy guy like me. So, that one was bad, that one, not that one. I've got 1, 2, 3 left to check. I'll let you know how many left. Okay, so this is where we stack it in this hay barn. This shows this was the lower east second crop. How many bales? 72 bales. This is the lower east first crop, 175 bales. This looks like where we're stacking this hay right here. Actually, right here. So, this is where we're stacking this. That looks like the grass. We'll stack the dry hay out there. I mean the wet hay. that we don't want to burn up. So this is our stack of hay. We could stack higher, but it's a mess. So we just stack it that high. It's way easier for us. So now that's where my dad's hauling it. Now he's getting some fuel. I've got to go do some work, and then I will catch up with you in just a moment. Well, it'll feel like a moment for you guys. Okay, I'm back at Nick's. I've got a new partner in crime, huh, Dandy? This is my puppy. You can tell the grass is a little taller for her. Anyways, I'm back. Got my work done. You can see where I started my electric fence along this, and then I'm gonna go finish up, make a square. So we got the first two paddocks, if you would, done. So I'm gonna kind of tie up this corner and then go from there. Okay, so here's what I did. I know this is wrong, I really do. So now we're gonna just make sure that's all tight along there and get this done. So we'll finish this up. See how it works? Not great. Doing it wrong. Okay, so here's what I did. I know this is wrong, I really do. So now we're gonna just make sure that's all tight along there and get this done. So we'll finish this up. See how it works? Not great. Doing it wrong. So we are going to get our irrigation from this riser, which is a valve that the water comes out of. This is how we're going to get our water in this trough. This one doesn't have this to hook a hose to, so I'm going to pull this one off. This seems really tight, so we'll see if we can get that off okay. And then we'll put this one on, get a hose on, get the water set up, then we'll set up this whole thing around here because this leaks, so we don't want it to become too messy. Of course, I don't have any of the right tools. Oh, there we go. Not too bad. Ooh, not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. So that should pressure up. Stop leaking a little bit. There we go. Okay. So got that going. Now we're going to move this over here to this side, and so we can get water. It might be fun. This looks like it's kind of covered in weeds. That's what happens when you leave things in the wrong place. Okay, so I got that moved. I built a very, very high, very, very fancy cage for this water. I'm actually going to turn the water off. Oh shoot, let me use both hands, I'll shut that water off. Actually, I'm just going to leave it on. It's not leaking much, so I'll come get a hose later. So now, got this moved. I put this kind of, this trashier, rougher grass. I got to move that panel, but now we can start running our line. Wow, I need to move it this way. I did this in the dark. It goes do 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 do, boop. So I'll hurry and fix that now that I can see. My wife's gonna be super happy her house dog is digging in the mud. Oh well. Okay, I've got to move this panel here over to there. It's a big heavy panel, but I'll get it moved. I've straightened my line out a little better. Now we can start on that. So I'm going to do this, work a corner piece with my fancy twine, and then go from there. Okay. This is how we do this. This thing is awful to reel in, my little tool, but so I just kind of pull it tight. But this is how this works. It's a reel, it's connected to me. I just walk forward, do this. So it's pretty exciting. Walk up next to this, and like I said, this reel is not what I would buy. It was cheap and I needed a reel one time. So just do this. Stop. Put that through. Keep walking. Put this one through. Man, and if any of you guys have any good insights, because if I'd like to buy better stuff, I just don't want to buy it unless I know it's what I want. So if you have any good insights, let me know. Okay, I'll finish this one up right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is you do that, then it will lock into place. So I just need to make this tighter. Okay, not great, but it'll work. I'm gonna add one more wire. Yeah, I might add one more post right there. I know I don't need to, but I have the posts. So now I'm gonna walk this, make sure nothing's touching, get the fence up, so in 2 days we can put the cows out here. Then I need to start getting water. Dandy is doing good. Are you doing good, Dandy? Yes, you're a sweetheart. Yes, you're a sweetheart, Dandy. Okay, so anyways, gonna make sure nothing's touching here, and we'll go from there. This is a lot of work for old Dandy. So this is what I'm doing, just making sure I far enough away from the fence so the cows won't. I still want them to be able to stick their head right there and eat. So we're just gonna make sure that's good. And then I'm gonna go get a hose, because I thought I had a hose and no bueno. See if I can find a ground rod. If not, go buy a ground rod and call it good. Okay, it looks good. Oh, don't want to lose this elbow in the grass. Okay, next step, go and get a hose. Probably bathe my dog before my wife sees it. Found this old hose, but it's not. It's sun rotted and nasty. I just need to throw it away. Feels muggy. I live in Utah, so I couldn't imagine what it feels like somewhere else. We're gonna go get a hose found, huh? I'm Dandy. Okay, got water going in there. Had to move it closer. I had a shorter hose than I'd like. This might not be my permanent fix, but leaking a little on that side, but I think it'll be fine. So the next video I'll show you, I'll turn the cows out in here, and we'll see how my work did. So I'm gonna go add one more post, and then we'll see how that works. Anyways, that's what we got. So guys, that's it. So sorry for the water all over my glasses. That's what happens when you're fixing water. So thanks for watching the Rip Ranch.